Darby's going to cook with us today. He says he wants to help us make stir fry. It's a steak stir fry. He loves steak. Don't you, Darby? Darby, don't you love steak? Yum, yum, yum. He says that he deserves a treat for that. Yum, yum. Okay. He is going to cut up the steak first and all of the vegetables. So let's go do that and then we'll get back to you. Where are you going, Darby? You're turning your back to the camera. Why are you doing that, huh? You're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. The camera's that way. Say hi. Okay. Later. I don't know where Darby has run off to, but I need to get on with this recipe. We've got bok choy to deal with, chop up our steak. I did not marinate my steak, but you could also do that. Let's jump in and get this recipe going. So we've got our ginger. I'm not going to worry about peeling it. I'm just going to slice it. And I had this frozen, so it's going to look a little squishy, but it is still going to be just as good as if it hadn't been frozen. I'm going to cut these into some smaller pieces. Let's just add this to our garlic. Just want flowerettes. I could use these. It would taste like when I take the outer stringiness off, they will be like water chestnuts. So maybe I'll do that too. But I am going to flowerettes in here. Okay, cut off this outer part of the stems and create some water chestnut-like crunchiness. Okay, let's do our snow peas. I've got enough to make up about a couple of cups. I'm going to only use about a cup and a half. But what we want to do is make sure that we remove the strings from these snow peas. I'll bite it this way. And then I like to cut mine diagonal, like so. So I'm going to do that with the rest of these by myself. You guys go do something fun. Now let's chop our bok choy. A small head of bok choy is all you need for this. Cut these stems first. And we just want to cut them into a couple inch pieces. Let me get my big knife for this job. Darby, did we drop the garlic? Have you finished chopping the steak? When are you going to do it? I hope it's soon. Darby, where's the garlic? I don't know either. Oh, well, I'll get down there and look for it, okay? Okay, you're a good boy. Let's get back to chopping. Now, Darby said he was going to chop the steak, but he's run off somewhere chasing a cat. So I guess I'll chop the steak. Now, you could use a flank steak, a sirloin. I'm using a New York strip, just because I happen to have one, and I needed enough for 2 people. This is 10 ounces, so it's very tender, and what I'm going to do is cut it into thin strips. It would have cut easier if I'd done it while it was still frozen, but that's okay. Tell you what, I'm going to cut some of this fat off since I don't want to have fat in my stir fry. And if you notice, I use a different cutting board for my meats. It's one that I can put in the dishwasher and make sure it gets cleaned thoroughly before I use it for anything else. So this is my meat cutting board. Back to cutting our strips. Okay, now I'm going to cut these into little smaller pieces. So let's start by heating our pan. I do not have a wok, so I am using a Dutch oven because my skillet does not have high enough sides, so I'm using my fancy Dutch oven. Start by putting 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to let that heat up. I don't know if I've used my infrared thermometer before. Here it is. And it measures the temperature of my oil. Okay, it's 340 degrees. It's ready. Let's add our steak. Let's add salt and pepper to our steak. Not too much salt because we'll be using soy sauce, but pepper. About 1/8 teaspoon. And it won't take long for this steak to cook. Now I'm going to serve this with regular egg noodles. You could use any kind of noodles or even rice. So I'm going to start my water boiling for the noodles. This will work better with my tongs. There we go. Okay, those are good enough. Now I'm going to remove them and set them aside. Next, let's add our broccoli. I ended up with about 1.5 cups, including the stems. I'm going to go on and add a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to add my ginger. Unfortunately, it's mixed in with my garlic, and I don't want to add my garlic yet. It won't hurt to add these little pieces later. Let's add our snow peas. I ended up with 1.5 cups. And our garlic. I'm going to go on and add some chicken broth. Actually, it's chicken stock. Well, that's about 3/4 cup. Now I'm going to add my bok choy, and I've got about 1.5 cups of the bok choy. Now I'm going to turn my heat down. I'm going to add a little bit more of the chicken broth. I'm going to add some gochujang sauce. It'll heat it up a little bit, give it some nice flavors. Just putting about a teaspoon in. And then about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Stir that in. Now I want to thicken this up a little, so I'm putting about a tablespoon of cornstarch into some of my chicken stock. Stirring it around, let it dissolve in there, and I'm going to add it to this mixture. So I now have my noodles cooking. And this is about ready. Well, What else do we have? Oh, we want to put our steak back in. Let's let this thicken a little, and then I'll add the steak back in. There we go. It's thickening nicely now. Let's add our steak. Oh, that looks good. Steak stir fry. This is a very healthy meal. Okay, next I'm going to add our half a cup of cashews. Stir those in. And let me go check on the noodles. I don't know where Darby's gotten off to, but our dinner's ready. Let's plate it up. I've finished the noodles, put them in the bowl, and now I'm going to add our stir fry to it. Yum. Wow, that looks delicious. The broccoli, the steak. Yum. Our snow peas. Yes. We find a small piece of steak. Put it on there with the broccoli and the bok choy. All of these delicious flavorings. That steak is super tender. The veggies still have a little crunch to them. And everything is flavored so well with the soy. You are going to have to try this. Darby doesn't get to eat it, but what's he doing now? No wonder he went off. He's taking a nap. Darby, did we wear you out? Well, our stir fry is good. Sorry you didn't get to finish helping. Well, we'll see you later. Bye now.